welcome to Coach's Corner Cav fans on this dreary Monday, I guess, but not too cold. And certainly I come on here with a smile on my face and real happy about the weekend. It was just a great weekend. The players were really good on the travel, and you always worry about how things are going to go in the restaurants. And Eric did a great job with all the logistics of getting to places and the meals and the hotel and all that stuff. All that stuff was just smooth sailing the whole weekend. So proud of our players. Thank Eric and everybody who was involved. That things went really well. And of course the game, which we're going to talk about here in a second. Final score was 31-7 over Kirtland, who came in undefeated and is a great program. Their coach Tiger Laverty is a really good guy and runs a great program, just like one of the MAC schools. They're not bringing anybody in. In fact, I think their school doesn't even have open enrollment, so all their guys are homegrown guys, and it's just fun to play them. And like I said, Tiger's a really good person, good coach, and fortunately we came out on top. So the Cavaliers, in our 15th appearance, we were 7-7 in the state finals going into this one. So we stayed on top of the stayed on the positive side of, I guess, the winning and losing. So 8-7 now, and for the season, we end the season at 15-1. And Coach Hewer came up with this, but I'm stealing it for today and for the banquet. And when we talk to our players after the game, when we're back in the locker room here at the CPAC, every coach just talks about, whatever they want to talk about after each game, and I thought this was really appropriate and fits. And Joe talked. This was the worst and best season we've ever had for him. And as I read, I say, yep, you might be right there for me too. Worst and best season we've ever had. Obviously, we started the season losing Kale, and obviously that's the worst we've ever gone through as a football program. And for all of us who love Kale and cared about Kale, and certainly his senior friends, and then to regroup and go through the whole season and hit one roadblock against Marion. Speaking of Marion, congrats Tim and your squad again. What a great team, and we feel like you guys do it very similar to the way we do it. So hats off to you guys. Congrats. And so then we finished it off with a great finishing win on Saturday, and then we came back and enjoyed the welcome home ceremony and got together with all the coaches and the senior parents and a lot of the friends and former players and had a really good time Saturday evening. That's one of the beauties of playing that early game. You get home quick and can enjoy it, and so that was a really fun night. So the game itself, and we're going to watch a little bit of film here and just a few plays, just to kind of talk through a few things that I think you'll enjoy. But the game itself, we didn't get off to the first couple minutes. Not a great start. We didn't have a great kickoff, and they got a couple first downs. But man, our defense really stepped it up, and Mark made some great calls, and we got them stopped. And we did have to punt on our first drive, but then we made them punt, and they're not used to punting at all. I guess we aren't either. But then we had a nice drive, and we got 3 scores the first half to make it 21-0, and felt really good about that. And then of course we capped off the beginning of the third quarter with a decent drive, but we had to punt, and Owen stuck it down on the 4-yard line on the very first play. We get the Noah Welch touchdown, which almost all of you, I'm sure you've seen that interview, but we're going to show that play and kind of how it happened or why it happened, why the fumble was caused, and how Noah ended up recovering it. So that was fun stuff right there. So the final score, 31-7, and again, it was exciting and fun, and just to see everybody have, for me personally, at this point in my career, it's to watch everybody else be so happy and fun, and to see Nick Hawk, who came over with us, just a young guy who I'm not sure in his career, great player who had ever won a championship like this, and so to see him get that first one, and just all the fans and all the the seniors, and just a good fun day, and the bus ride home, and we had a great meal halfway home, and so really happy and proud for our guys. Let's see, I'm looking at my board here to see if I'm missing anything. Preview for next week. Nope, not next week, next year. Now, Mike and I were joking. I said, well, who are we playing next week, Mike? And he says, well, I guess Valley View. So we open up with Valley View next year. But so we're going to watch a little film here, and I'm going to show you a few plays, and then I'm going to talk about our seniors to finish it off here at the end. Okay, so we're going to watch a little film, and the reason I want to do it, it's just fun because we scored a couple touchdowns, and the in-game after, not this play, but a couple, the next play, which is off the same, similar play, was before a timeout, and all the things that happen during it, especially when a TV timeout where you have so much time. So on this play, this was our first touchdown, which this is called flanker right. So here's the flanker out here, and then in our flanker formation, there's two backs, Cody and Miles, and then we have two tight ends. So that kind of brings all the defense in tight. Now, throughout the end of the season, we ran this play called wedge. In other words, we're all just going to step inside and just try to knock them out there. And when we run wedge, right here and right here, Tyler Jones and Will are usually our tackles, but they're a little bit bigger and a little stronger. So when we run this play, they switch places with the guards. And so as I'm sure Kirtland scouted us, when they saw these two in here, they're thinking like we would if we were scouting a team, that they're going to run the ball right here or right here with Cody, and it's just a mash of humanity, and you just see if you can get a couple yards here. So it's 4th down and 2 here. It's 4th and 2 up here that you can see. And so from film, us watching them on film, when other teams were in these short yardage, these guys all get really packed up in here tight. And so because of that, we know they're going to be in man coverage out here. We think they're going to be in man. Okay, so this guy's got this guy man to man. So we put him in motion, as you will see. He's going to motion across, and this guy, fortunately, went with him. He ran all the way across there with him, which took away their edge, maybe their pitch man, depending on how they're taught. But they probably had not. We only ran the option one time all year. So we're going to fake the dive right here to Cody. He's going to fake it, and then he's going to come down the line, and then if there's somebody that shows up, he's going to pitch it to Miles, which is exactly what happened. And because of the fake, and because of what they had seen us do out of this format, all these guys are going to dive up in here and try to tackle Cody. So let's watch the play here, and I'll run it a couple times here. So we called this flanker right jet. Jet is the motion across. You're going to see this young man run with him. And so it's great when a plan works. Sometimes it doesn't work when you think it will work. But here's what it looks like. There's the motion. There's the dive fake. Okay, and there's the pitch. And there's Miles taking it to the end zone. I'll go a little bit slower this time. We'll do it in slow motion. So this safety ends up trying to be the pitch guy way up here. So that was a good thing for us. This guy did do a pretty good job of staying home, but he had to tackle the quarterback, and so that's why you pitch it. So here we go again. We'll go slow here. Gonna go in slow motion. There goes the motion. There's the dive fake. And there's the pitch. And a 15-yard touchdown on 4th and 2 from about the 14-yard line. So we're going to move on. Okay, so right about halfway through the second quarter, we're going to go to play 50 here. Off the same play. So this was really cool here because we talked about it a bunch as coaches, and there was a timeout here. And so it's 3rd and 2 here, right? So we have 2 plays. We have 2 plays to get 2 yards. So we know we're probably going to go for it here, although maybe we might have kicked the field goal if they would have stuffed us. Okay, so we're going to run the wedge again, the same play fake. Okay, Miles is going to come here, not run the option, but because we're going to fake it, you know, I'm not sure if he really had to block anybody here. But the lineman did a great job of spelling, especially Owen down here. He's going to make it seem like a run. So Mason, we're going to fake the dive here. Again, he's going to dive his way in here. We're going to fake it, and then Bay's just going to step back here. Mason's going to act like he's going to block and slip through here, and then kind of just try to get open. Eventually, this guy ends up trying to cover him, and Mason continues, as you'll see. Obi's going to run a slant up here, so we have 2 options to throw it to. 2 options to throw it to. And what's cool about this is during the timeout, there was a lot of talk going on. So I'm talking to the linemen with Coach Ewer and Coach Sudoff, and we're saying, you got to have tight splits. In other words, we're really close together. So because these guys are going to get up in there and try to stop the dive, and we want to make sure that there's no penetration so Bay has an easy, clean look on the play. While we're talking, Corey's talking to Bay and Mason and Obi. Obi's going to run the slant, and if he doesn't get the ball, I'm not sure how far he adjusted, but Bay is going to look out at him, and we're going to tell Mason, if you're open right away, expect the ball. If not, you got to adjust and run to an open area. And so you're gonna see him come through here, and this young man right here, way over here, ends up coming across and kind of sees him, but he's moving this way. And so Bay didn't throw it. He just held it for a second. And then Mason ends up running across here to an open area. So there was a lot going on. A lot of, oh, if they do this, if they do this, if they do this. So here it is. And again, I'll go nice and slow for it. Okay, so there's the dive fake. So that's fun. That's the only time we ran this play all year. One time, but we practiced it. I don't know, not a ton, but enough to so when they see this, when they see us again in this formation and it's 3rd and 2, well, this guy gets the ball most of the time in 3rd and 2. So that's just fun. Like I said, it's awesome when it works. So here we go again. You'll see Bay. Bay will look out at Obi. Held it till Mason came open, and we get a touchdown, which made it 14-0, which against this team, because they like to run the ball so much, makes it a little more difficult for them. So those were 2 of our scores, both coming off a wedge, our wedge play fake. So that's just fun stuff when it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. And then the final one, of course, we got to show the touchdown with Noah, and that is on play 90 here. So I scroll through and I find play 90. Okay, so we're going to pause that. We're going to pause it. A couple things that I want to show you here, which is fun. So Mark does a great job of making calls that put us in a good advantage. So this is a big, strong offensive tackle, but not very quick. This is a long, lean, really, really quick defensive end in Will. So we had what we called angle. So he's about head up, but he's going to run to this gap, and he's going to try to get in this gap, and he's going to come in this gap, and then the linebackers are going to go with the flow. I'm not sure exactly what the call was, but you're going to see Noah what we call cross this guy's face and beat him, and so they're going to do a double handoff. They're going to give the ball to this guy, who's going to try to give it to this guy, and Will crosses the face and gets into the backfield and disrupts the play and causes the fumble. And again, I'll go nice and slow here. Get rid of all the... And then Noah's, he's getting blocked, and he comes off the block late, and of course there's a fumble, and the celebration on this is just fantastic. All 11 guys in the end zone, and of course Noah does his little dance like he's always making touchdowns, but it's just kind of fun. So here we go. We'll go slow motion. So Will crosses face, causes the fumble. Okay, Miles hits it. Noah jumps on it. Cale's pushing it back in the end zone, and now the celebration's on. And so Noah, he doesn't know what to do with the ball, so eventually he throws it up, which probably could have been a penalty, but that was so much fun that I guess we were okay with it. And so as if you followed us, Noah and Cale were really good friends. And so we felt like there was a little something to that Cale somehow helped Noah get that ball. So again, here's Noah. So if you want to follow him, so here we go. Stings his guys, getting double teamed, gets off the block, and somehow finds the ball. And at this point, this made it 28-0, and we felt like at that point, we can win this daggone game. So that's just fun stuff right there. So throughout the year, I had talked about seniors on a weekly basis, but that's one final run through our seniors because so proud of these guys. Really good kids that have all grown up together and a mature group. I guess we still say we have 16 seniors. Obviously, without Cale, it's 15, but he's still with us, so we're counting Cale as one of our guys, obviously. And so, right down the list by numerical order, number 1, Liam Davis was a defensive back, wide receiver. Number 3, Aaron Kaut, mainly a defensive safety. Number 4, Drew Frank was a starting corner. Number 7, Ethan Elander was a two-way guy, one of the corners, and one of our inside receivers. Number 8, Brady Layfeld was an outstanding safety. He and Aaron, just undersized physically to be the positions they played, but just outstanding players. Number 10, Owen Kunk, did lots of things: defensive end, some tight end, a little bit of tackle, and our punter. 14, Mason Welsh was out there almost every play except on special teams. So Mason was our we call him rover and tight end and wing and all kinds of things. Number 15, Balin Blockberger, obviously is our quarterback, and Bay did a great job. It's always nice when your quarterback doesn't have to play defense. So Bay was outstanding. Number 24 and 25, 24, Miles Potcutter was one of our running backs, our leading rusher, leading scorer. Miles was also one of our linebackers who was just really an undersized linebacker, but tougher than nails. 25, Cody Depwig was our thumper. Gosh, he didn't have many carries the other night, but he did a great job of blocking, and then of course he had about 12 tackles on the night. So Cody was our fullback linebacker, number 25. Number 50, Braylon Dawson was injured quite a bit of the time, but he was one of our nose guards that early in the season got some really good work, and then towards the end he got to playing again and got a little bit of time in there. He still was kind of hobbled most of the year. Trent Ebbing is one of our starting guards last 2 years. He was hurt last year about half the games, but every offensive snap when the varsity guys were in this year. 56, Noah Welsh was very much like Braylon, was injured early in the season and finally got to come back last week and played probably 10 plays last week, and then this week shared the nose spot with Owen Layfeld, and both those guys did a really good job on their center the other day. And of course Noah got that touchdown, and now he's famous with his big interview after the game. So I'm sure he loved that. Number 70 is Cale Winning, or was Cale Winning. I'm not sure how to say that in a respectful way, but Cale's still with us, and as you know, he was our center and probably would have played some defensive end or nose guard for us this year. But we love you, Cale. Number 74, Tyler Jones, was a two-way offensive line starter. Last year he played guard, and this year took over the right tackle spot. A little bit of defense, but not too much. And then finally, last but not least, Will Berry, number 78. played defensive end for us and offensive tackle. He and Mason, were out there every snap, other than special teams, like I said. But so he had a great year, probably more highlighted on defense with lots of tackles for loss and big plays, kind of like that one you just saw. 2 caused fumbles the other night, and so outstanding year. And so proud of those seniors. So guys, we're going to enjoy the banquet on Sunday, and you'll be able to watch that highlight tape the rest of your lives with your buddies and have fun and enjoy the highlight tape and enjoy each other and keep those relationships for the rest of your lives. So congratulations.